What's up, guys? Trev here. Today I am not taking a look at the Optimus or Nemesis Prime. I just did a video on Nemesis Prime. I'm actually taking a look at this, the Hot Wheels Red Line Club Raw Welt Begriff Porsche 930, or just simply the RWB Porsche 930. I probably butchered that name. This is probably the most hyped up RLC drop of 2025. Today was a very busy mail day for me, because not only, I'm recording this Wednesday, October 1st for reference, not only did I receive Nemesis Prime, which this video should be out by the time this comes out, I also received my Selections Nissan Skyline GTR BNR34, and I just wanted to show this off real quick because this is stunning. So if you don't know what Selections is, for those who are unfamiliar with it, RLC members basically get to vote for a car. They vote for the casting, the color, etc. And then the Hot Wheels does the graphics and all that, and it launches as a pre-order window, so it's a made-to-order. So however many are ordered is how many they produce. And yeah, this was last year, one of the ones from last year. They do 2 a year now. I think the other one was the Volkswagen Drag Bus, and yeah, this is the Skyline. And this is really nice. I'm keeping this carded. I want to hang it on my wall. It's in an ox blood. You actually have interior detail. You can see the shifter. It has a little red dot on there. You have the harnesses there on the seats are detailed. Kind of a bronze wheel. Love the red center. That looks really good. Nismo on the side looks nice. Have the bronze exhaust as well. That looks good. Carbon fiber hood, and that actually looks like a pretty good carbon fiber texture. You have the grille. It says GTR with the headlights. That looks nice. The tail lights look nice. Choice on the license plate. Not perfectly aligned, but it's solid. And then you have carbon fiber deco on the rear spoiler, which is a metal as well. I believe it's a metal spoiler on this, and it's a separate piece. This is a home run. This is, I think, one of the best versions of the R35. R35, good lord. R34. For this RLC casting. This is, I think, one of the best versions. It's top 3 for me. I think it's up there with the Chameleon and the, what's the other one that I really like? The purple one, which I don't even have. I just like it a lot because I like the color purple. All right, RWB. If you do not know what RWB is, it was basically Porsche's taken guy named Akira Nakita, I think. It'll probably say it on the box. Let me open this. Oh boy. Oh, crease. No, that's just sellotape, I think. All right, here we go. Get this out. Is there a little blurb on the back? But yeah, Akira Nakai, RWB brand. Basically, he takes Porsches and puts crazy wide body kits on them. And yeah, look at that. The Porsche Shield, whatever. Nice packaging, nice art. Really like that. Like the Japanese on the side here. I believe Akira Nakai is Japanese himself. So that's really cool how they have that on the packaging. This is the second release of this casting. So quick little history lesson. 2019 was the year they debuted this in the silhouettes set for car culture. This is the RWB Porsche 930, like this one. Except this was just a regular premium, but this looks so nice. Look at that. It actually has proper tampas. It's not even the dot matrix stuff that we get now. Well, the back is, but that's fine. It's kind of a more recessed place. This is phenomenal. Matte black with the deep dish 6 spokes there. This thing was mean. This thing was popular. This thing is nice. Looks really good. And then they did another version in Team Transport. I have that in my display cases as well. The next year in 2020 in purple. And then they did an RLC release, which, by the way, was not in this small case. The first RLC release, which I don't have because I wasn't a member at the time, it had a much larger acrylic case because it had I think it had an Akira Nakai figure in it as well. So it was a much bigger acrylic case. This one does not have that. It is just the standard size for an acrylic case. So that's cool, I guess. And yeah, this was $38, by the way. It was not cheap. Not cheap at all, thanks to all the prices of everything going up. But I think this sold out pretty much instantly, from what I understand. I have overdrive, so I didn't actually deal with the sale itself, but I have heard horror stories of how it was botted like crazy, similar to Nemesis Prime. All right, I am going to take this off the acrylic case. But yeah, the last release for RWB stuff was actually 2020. It kind of just vanished, and a lot of people were questioning what the heck happened, except this year in the Silhouettes line, RWB came back in white. The RWB Porsche was released in Silhouettes again, and that was a really great version. It was easily the most popular one of the set, probably even more popular than the R34 Liberty Walk, which that's very hard to do, but people were very excited about the return of RWB. There's a lot of theories. There's some theories as to why there was such a long gap, a 5-year gap between releases. The most common one is licensing issues, because Akira Nakai kind of just, you know, he takes these Porsches and does crazy things with them, but you have to ask yourself, does Porsche like this? Because in order to get like a die cast like this cleared, this screw is giving me a lot of trouble right now. I'm having to really put a lot of pressure on it to get it to screw. My screwdriver is a little big, which is probably why, but gosh, this thing's like really tight. Because I'm turning it. Gosh, am I just stripping the head? Okay, no, it's getting looser, but it's like, oh my gosh, hold on. I'm trying to talk while unscrewing, but this is taking a lot of effort. In order to kind of get a die cast like this out, not only do you need, you know, licensing from RWB, you also need licensing from Porsche. And sometimes Porsche may be like, hey, we don't like what you did with our car. So okay, this is getting looser. So I believe it's working. This is just a really long, I may not even try and screw this back into the base, because this is kind of crazy. Okay, come on. Come on, there's a mosquito flying around. Even my mosquito spray I put on didn't do anything. Come on, yes! Oh my gosh, why did that take so long? Why was that so long? Oh my gosh, look at the head on that. Oh, that's great. Stripped a lot of paint there. I don't know if it was just tied in really tight or what. Okay. Hands are exhausted after that. Anyway, you kind of need licensing from both Porsche and RWB to make a die cast like this happen, and sometimes one party is like, hey, maybe we don't want this guy doing crazy stuff with our car, and they don't approve it, and it doesn't get made. That's kind of a theory as to why it took so long to get more versions of this, is due to licensing issues. But, well, they got the license back, things are better, and we have the Porsche. Ignore the fingerprints on there. That was probably for me trying to unscrew it. This is in a teal color. The first RLC version was Spectraflame black. This one's teal. And you actually get the 5 spokes on it, not the 6 spokes. So you get these in kind of a copper color with a chrome lip. This is the deep dish 5 spoke. Got the base there, which is in a matte black. You have the teal color. This teal color is outstanding, by the way. It is such a nice shade. RWB there in silver on the bottom. You have the front with the Porsche badge. You have the headlights. You have the reflectors there, or the indicators, whatever you call them. You have the little dots there. Raw welt on the top there, printed on the top of the windshield. RWB there in silver again. I think that's silver. And actually, is it copper? It almost looks silver on like camera, but like in person, it's more like a copper. No, there we go. It's copper. I think the way, like, if you get up really close to it, it almost looks silver. But if you get really far, it's definitely copper. It's a light kind of copper color. Here's the back. The exhaust tips are printed in black. You have the taillight bar there, printed in. The spoiler here is actually kind of interesting. I think this is actually a plastic. Yeah, this is a plastic piece. This is a plastic part here. So the top part of the spoiler, or the wing, whatever, is plastic, and then the bottom here is metal. So that's pretty crazy. You have the roll cage in there, which is copper. Also, with this casting, you get an opening rear. There's the engine. I believe the engine is a part of the exhaust, so it is a uniform kind of copper color there. So we're going to shut that. Shuts pretty nicely. And then the doors open. I'm going to try and get these open without damaging them. Okay, this is giving me a bit of trouble, so I don't want to damage it at all. Oh, there we go. Let me get the other one open. Very, very carefully, because this thing's sold out. I don't even know what the secondhand market of this. I think Overdrive freaking paid for itself this year with this drop, because oh my gosh, this thing was from what I understand, it was a free-for-all when it dropped. Oh yeah, you got the mirrors detailed there on the side in black, door handles, all that. Here's the interior. Oh yeah, there's printing in there. Well, try and get a little further away. Okay, you have the harness there printed in kind of copper. Let's go on this side. You have other stuff there. You have some silver detailing on the inside. The gauge clusters and is the steering wheel printed in, or is that just... No, I don't think the steering wheel is. Try to see what it is. The gauge clusters are printed in. Yeah, so the gauge clusters are, and then there's another little thing in the middle there that's printed in silver as well. That's probably the... Is that the... No, it's not the shifter. There is another thing in there printed in silver in the center there. And then the doors shut pretty nicely. Actually, no, they're kind of sticking out a little bit. Yeah, they're sticking out a little bit. You can actually see when you go on the top. Ooh. Oh, there's my face all distorted from the top. This is kind of an issue with opening parts with RLC, is that because the paint is so thick, a lot of the times they just don't want to really close all that well, and that's a bit of an instance here. It kind of doesn't... From the side it looks fine, but if you look at it from the top, you can see they're kind of poking out, which that's kind of a common issue, and it's prevalent on castings like the Lamborghini Miura that I think I did a video on earlier this year. All right, RWB, RLC, this casting is... Okay, listen, RWB, this casting is great. Would I have paid $30 to $8 is a bit of an ask. I don't know. These RLC prices are getting pretty high, but this was a very hyped up release. I mean, it's been 5 years since this release, and even when it dropped at the time, this was a very popular hyped up casting. People loved it, and it looks really nice. It looks really nice. I dig it. I do. Maybe the price is a bit too steep. I don't know. It's a nice casting. Really crazy Porsche. Nice execution. Love the wheels. Love the color. And yeah, that's about it. Were you able to snag one? I shouldn't even say did you buy it. I should ask, were you able to? Did you even have the chance to get to the checkout screen? Or were you... I don't know. I heard horror stories about the sale. But yeah, it's a pretty good model. I like it. Nice to see RWB back in the fray. And that's about it. Later.